Hello, this is Grandmaster Bryan Smith, presenting a course for the Chess World. The subject of this course is going to be the hyper-accelerated dragon, also sometimes known as the Hungarian variation of the Sicilian. And this is the move g6 on move 2. This is not the most common move in this position. g6 is somewhat of a sideline. However, strategically, Black's play makes perfect sense. The bishop is fianchettoed and works in conjunction with the pawn on c5 to help control the dark squares in the center. Black aims for pressure on the long diagonal, while c5 restricts White's d4 move. In general, this opening can be seen as a bit of a transpositional weapon, because ultimately Black aims to go into some kind of dragon, while restricting White's possibilities and providing some additional alternatives for Black. However, in practice it often works out that White chooses a number of alternative lines that this variation also provides. So one of the points is that if White adopts the Maroczy bind setup, rather than taking on d4 immediately and transposing into the accelerated dragon with the Maroczy bind, which normally Black has no choice but to do if knight c6 has already been played. In this case, however, specifically with the hyper-accelerated move order, Black can delay the capture on d4, which leads to positions of quite a bit different type. In this course we cover the moves queen to b6 and queen a5 check, both which are very tricky and very creative lines leading to lesser explored positions. There's also the move d6, which is played and sometimes can transpose to other lines, but is not covered in the course. So by delaying knight c6, Black gains this possibility. Another thing Black gains in general is that by not playing knight c6 on move 2 and not playing d6 on move 2, White's bishop b5 possibilities are prevented. The Rossolimo is prevented, and the bishop b5 check line, the Moscow variation, is prevented as well. So if Black is simply aiming for the accelerated dragon or the normal dragon, this move order can be used. However, because you can't get something without giving something in return, so White gains a number of possibilities using this move order. First of all, if Black takes on d4, White can take with the queen. A very interesting variation, which is covered in this course. Most of this course, however, is built around Black playing bishop g7 here. And in this case, we also cover White's possibilities of d takes c5, as well as d5 and c3, in addition to the main lines knight c3 and c4. Finally, White has a number of alternatives on move 2 as well, as White does in every Sicilian, but specific to g6 is the move h4, leading to a real backwater of chess, but very interesting as well. There's also c3 on move 2, which can transpose to the c3 on move 3, but also allows d5. There's bishop c4, which has its peculiarities after Black has already played g6. And, yeah. So, finally in this course I have 2 hours of illustrative games where I show some of my own games and some other games that are particularly interesting and illustrate the general themes of this opening. So I've included 2 hours of practical examples in addition to the majority of the DVD, which is the theoretical section. I hope from this course you can find a lot of interesting material, a lot of ideas that you can apply to your own tournament practice.